Hey guys, welcome to LeFilmNation. Our podcast is about filming, business, and gear. On today's episode, we're going to talk about COVID-19 and how we can survive as filmmakers in the COVID era. Let's get started. Welcome back. My name is Nigel Paquin. I'm a videographer, filmmaker in Fukuoka, Japan, and we have John.
Hi, John Bear, hobby filmmaker, I guess.
Awesome. And William.
William, I'm a photographer and videographer in Fukuoka, Japan.
All right.
Back to you.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So our first question of the day is, how has the COVID-19 pandemic affected your business? Now, whoever wants to take it, go ahead, guys. Who'd like the first hand on that one?
I don't know. Okay, should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's kind of, Well, I think it's the same for everyone, but Japan is, I think, an economy that relies a lot on tourism, and everything is really like down the drain right now since January, I think, even before the lockdown or anything. So I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my clients, I work with businesses mostly, not like individuals, but those businesses work a lot with tourism, and so they lost money, so they stopped working with me because they can't spend money anymore. Yeah. So I don't know about you.
Well, yeah, that's why we're here, right? I personally, for myself, I was in the middle of editing Spanish tango, cherry blossom videos, and they had probably maybe 20 different dancers and singers and a whole bunch of people coming to the city. It was going to be amazing. It's the big event every year, and I was giving that video to them, and they said no, actually they're not coming anymore. So the whole thing got scrapped. So that event, I'm a videographer, I was going to be filming it, and that got scrapped. I was going to edit the after videos, the Instagram videos. I was ready to go with Facebook advertising with them. We were, ready to launch everything, and everything got pulled right away. So boom, all that's down the drain, as they say. So
scrapped.
Scrapped.
As for myself, I've been doing mostly gym-related videos, and well, the gyms were some of the first places to go. So no place to shoot for me anymore. So that's the big topic of this episode, I guess. What are we supposed to do with ourselves, huh? We got these fancy cameras sitting in our houses.
And wives who are not happy about it.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Exactly. Like you're having projects that line up, right? And you're getting ready to do it. Maybe you even buy new gear to film that. Yeah. And then suddenly like they cut the grass under your feet, and that sucks. Yeah.
Definitely. The gear thing is hurting me right now. I was ready to buy new lenses. I was like, ooh, let's get the Makey 35 millimeter. And I'm like, I don't want to buy it right now. I'll wait till after I get some more money coming in again. So yeah, I put a hold on some of my purchases. So
yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we kind of invested some money just to do that podcast.
That's true.
Like everyone's doing right now.
Well, I mean, the elephant in the room is that the reason we're doing this podcast is because we need something to do with our time.
Yeah,
so
and
this is one of our ways.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing something like this for a very long time, and so I guess one of the silver linings of the COVID-19 is we have more time to do stuff that we never had time to do before.
And
as the saying goes,
like this.
Possibly
when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, huh? So this podcast is our juicy lemonade, just for you guys.
I think his name's Mark Cuban. He's the Dallas Mavericks owner. And I keep saying this to everybody. I know if you've heard it already, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I keep telling everybody this one, but he said, and I thought it was very defining thing that he said. He said in this COVID era, businesses will be redefined on how they act now. Now, I'm seeing dance companies and all sorts of people moving, English schools moving to, online schools. And some of my friends are like, you know what, Nigel, I may not have to keep my school open. I might be able to switch to an online business for the first time. So it's something he never thought of. But all of a sudden, this COVID era, is changing his whole business, maybe for the next 20 years, where he could actually open up his English school to the world, not just Japan,
Yeah.
but he could actually open up an English school to Thailand and Vietnam. So he's actually expanding to this online Zoom business opportunity for his English school. And he never thought about it until this all happened. So.
That's great.
When you got a fire under your ass, you take action, huh?
Yeah. I mean, every big crisis is like this. It's an opportunity. It's a ladder. A crisis is a ladder it's an opportunity for you to move your ass and do something else and move to something that might be even better. And some people are going to drown, but some people are going to come out of it even in better shape than they were before. That's kind of like shuffling the cards. And you gotta,
Did you guys see what Shopify posted on Twitter recently? They said that they're doing Black Friday numbers daily now. So everything's moving online. Everything's becoming like retail. I think retail is going to be the business that ends now. Like late adopters, they're all moving online now. Like imagine your grandma. She's probably shopping online now.
Yeah, that's true. It's
the
final nail in the coffin for retails, basically.
I'm seeing it a lot in Vancouver. The main street's called Robson Street. It used to have all the retails lined up, and I was there last year filming, and it's like 30% empty now because it's too expensive to have a retail shop on the main street in Vancouver, right? The rental fees or the lease fees are just too high. So retail's dying in Vancouver on some of the main streets. So.
And now it's completely dead, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to the next topic. And it is, what are you doing to better yourself? Now, it could be filmmaking or it could be, another direction. So go ahead, guys. John, go ahead. What do you think?
Well, right now I'm studying Japanese mainly, so it's not directly related to filmmaking, but I am planning to move to Japan in the near future and having a very good grasp of Japanese, especially kanji, which is what I'm focusing on now, which is the Chinese characters. Yeah. So I want to get to a point where I can actually like read legal documents and even write them up myself. So I'm kind of ambitious, but I do have the time right now. So that's my main focus at the moment.
Dude, learning Japanese is awesome as a filmmaker in Tokyo. I mean, the Tokyo, what is it, the Japan Filmmakers group on Facebook? There's a lot of guys there.
Always opportunity.
They're stomping busy down there, man, in Tokyo. They're always looking for videographers and DPs and, all those people. So, yeah, it's great to learn Japanese. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I wish I had, I keep saying the same thing too. Like, my Japanese is pretty good, but my writing or reading also has gone down since I stopped school. But maybe I should take your example and go back to it. I don't know.
Yeah, for myself, I'm jumping into Ripple Training. They're a really popular group, and I'm starting to do some audio training courses on how to use equalizers and noise limiters and all these different things. And you guys saw me today. I was super excited learning about audio techniques and stuff, like how to blend, audio, like music with audio together. That's one of the most trickiest things. And I was learning about EQ and how you should reduce it here and then bring it up here. I was excited. I went downstairs talking to my wife. I just spent 2 hours learning about audio. She hates
she's
it.
Gonna be like, leave me alone.
But let me just say something. Let me say something. Her company is an ISO company, and they're a big German company. And it was so ironic. I went downstairs on her laptop, and it was literally, the head German guy talking about his, company and COVID and all this. And they had the music probably at around -6 dB on the music, and his audio was about -6. And she's like, I can't hear anything. And I'm like, literally just studied this for 2 hours. And I was like, man, I should be working for these people because I can fix their audio. So,
be the audio consultant.
Hey, consulting. There you go. That's a good one. So
that's that's a huge one.
For sure.
William, what are you up to now?
So actually the audio too, I think it's something I really need to work on. Right now I just got a project. So business is not so bad for me, but I lost maybe half of it. But I still have a big project on which I also need to mix audio, sort of very loud music and voice together. You still need to be able to hear the voice clearly while the music is loud. And it's really hard to pull off, basically. I recorded the sound myself, the voice is clean, but still, when you mix it with the music, it's all muffled, it's all dirty. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that too. I'm gonna learn a lot about audio. And also, I found a business class about photography and how to approach the fashion business, which is something that's interesting me for a while, but I still didn't manage to get a foot in. And so I will work on that. I will watch all the course, and maybe I will report about that next time when I have more info. But I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds good, man. All right, here we go. Question number 3, and that is, what can you do to bring in much needed moolah income? So I don't know who wants to conquer this one. This is the big question. This is the focus point of this video, I believe. But what can you do? Bring in more money into the pocket, So
I guess for this section, let's just jump into some active brainstorming even. I mean, because that's pretty much what we're all trying to figure out at the same time.
Yes.
I mean, we've touched upon some things like doing courses or consulting. Like there's a lot of opportunity doing digital products, I believe. And it might not be what we're used to doing because we're used to going to clients and filming videos for them. So it's a little different than being directly filmmaking. So if we stick to purely to the filmmaking niche, I don't know. I mean, what can you do? What can you film in your house? Assuming if you're in my position where you can't leave your house at all.
Well, there's so many B-rolls you can do of making pancakes in the morning with the kids, right? So that's what everybody's doing right now on Instagram, right? So
one thing I thought is, especially, I mean, exactly along with what you just said, a trend right now is to do the Daniel Schiffer cooking something kind of clip. You know, the one where he did the pizza and it's like really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been
with a lot of speed ramp and stuff, like very
exactly. Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
So that's something that anybody can try to tackle now because we have plenty of time. So that's a suggestion for myself as not necessarily like money, but more as like show reel type stuff.
Well, yes. It's a good. Go ahead. Sorry.
The companies really want a B-roll, amazing Daniel Schiffer's type video. I think it's so micro niche. I don't know many companies who are dying for that type of style of video. Like I think just the old, regular static shots of the pizza being made, the pizza going in the oven. It's good enough, right? But you got to speed ramp it in, speed ramp it out. I think it's just overkill for a lot.
Yeah, it's just something that brings likes on Instagram, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
For photography nerds like us, like
exactly. Insta baby, do it for the Insta, right?
Yeah, but building your following online is not necessarily not business related, if you know what I mean.
No, sure.
Whatever you're doing to build your online presence,
of course,
does fall into this category.
I mean, that's one point. Like, if you can't make more money right now, like if you can't find a way to bring in more money right now, at least do something, take the steps to help you bounce when things get better. So that means learning, that means building your portfolio, shooting as much as possible, prepare stuff that you can show future client that you can do. And that's one of those, I think, is maybe because you're stuck at home, product photography, for example, product video or
100%.
food video or whatever. I think the survivors, after all of that, the restaurants and stuff, they might need a lot of promotion, to
I'm thinking they're going to get a lot in Canada.
Clients.
Canada, they're getting a lot of government subsidies in Canada, so those restaurants are getting 70% back from the government. So they've got. I'm not saying money to burn, but there's going to be a lump sum given to probably
a little bit
businesses.
So exactly. So I think it might be actually the best time because they're going to be closed to the public. So the managers are kind of like not doing anything. Kind of, they kind of like they have time on their hands. They might have money on their hands if they laid off staff. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that's a reality. And so it might be a perfect opportunity for you to jump in and make some project happening.
I have something to add to the product photography idea. A friend of mine is designing websites right now, and that's how he decided to make more income during this situation. And a big problem that he's facing is like he's designing websites for fashion brands where you can really pinch to zoom and see the details, the stitches in the clothing. But a big problem right now is that a lot of these online stores, they just don't have the high resolution images that they need for his website product. So he has to team up with other people to do the product photography on top of the website redesign. So here's something, because like I just mentioned before, right, that online retail is surging. So everybody's going to need higher quality product photos, even like of products that are staples, I guess.
So yeah, so product photo even for just e-shop, basically.
Yeah, it's huge.
E-commerce.
I have a
Actually-
Japanese friend. I helped him with his online business back in the day, and he went from being an Amazon seller to being a consultant, and now he's doing the consulting businesses for Japanese restaurants. It's kind of funny you guys are talking about this, and he's doing line advertising. And then what he's doing is he's setting up these landing pages online. He's getting all the product photography done by himself with just a simple camera, but he's setting up the whole entire landing page for the coupons and all the different things. And he's doing really well. He's charging good money for it. So consulting for photography and doing all the Instagram and bouncing from Instagram to the Line is really big business here in Japan. So Line is king here. So everybody loves Line.
You seem to mention he does a lot of stuff. So offering your services as a sort of package deal, I think, is very important, especially when you're doing the consulting.
Yeah.
And then part of your package could be videos or photos once things settle down more.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
a really good idea.
It's not a bad time to be sort of cold calling clients, closing those deals and then lining those deals up for when things slow down.
Yeah.
But up front, you can offer these package things up front, right? So they're getting something up front.
Yeah, you would actually bring them a solution, because they might be, most of them, if they don't have money, they might be reluctant to just like make a video, make photos for just the sake of it. Yeah. But if you say, oh, we're going to make you a website to sell your products online because now clients can't come to your store, so do an e-shop for yourself and also shoot photos. So that's a good idea. Actually, I was going to also... I had another project with a French web developer that lives here in Fukuoka. He wanted us to do monthly photo shoots for restaurants. So he was gonna manage their SNS, manage their Instagram, Facebook, and I was gonna go on site in the restaurants maybe once or twice a month and take a bunch of photos, and so we can basically upload every day. So that was the idea. Now this is a little bit
different,
dead, because restaurants are mostly closed or they don't have clients
and
money. But we could move that for fashion shops. There's a lot of fashion shops in Fukuoka, small one, big ones. So that might be a good idea. Sorry, what?
Would you be able to get into a restaurant even though it's closed and have like the chef and the manager show up? Because it's a great opportunity where the business is closed.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Why not get some amazing photography? All you have to do is make one hamburger. There's no
totally.
The store doesn't need to be open, so you can set up all your lighting and all your sliders and stuff, right? So.
Totally, that's a good idea. Actually, so also a lot of businesses in Fukuoka I've seen around, like in town, a lot of restaurants are now selling takeout, and it's just like they right now on their how do you call that? Sorry, let's cut maybe here, but. How do you call it?
There's no cuts. There's no cuts.
Well, the front of the shop, basically the front of the shop.
House. It's called the front of the house.
No, the front of the shop. They set up like a small, maybe blackboard saying like, "Oh, take out." They have like a small dish already prepared to show what they're selling, and they say, "Oh, we have this for takeout right now."
I see.
And so a lot of them are doing that. So maybe it might be a good idea to also advertise that better online. On their Instagram.
You mentioned the photo thing, right? And this kind of reminds me of the gym, where I took a lot of videos of the gym, and then I was doing some Google Maps videos for them. And if you build up a stock of a company or whatever you're doing, you can actually spin that content later on. So if you've got videos of all these things that you took in the past, maybe you could hit them up right now and say, hey, let's get you a Google Maps video. Yeah, let's get some Instagram ads for this new takeout delivery service we have, because I've got some burger shots, I've got some, bubbly drink shots, and I've got those kind of things. So maybe you could turn some of the previous stuff that you did for them into
Definitely.
Instagram advertising for them. So even though you're not there, you don't have to go there right now. So that's actually one of my ideas, was Google Maps and doing stuff like that with them.
That's great stuff. Yeah.
Fire up the old backlog and see what you can do for your old clients.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
The old
huge.
hard drives. By the way, I'll throw that in. You might want to start cleaning up your hard drives. That's what I started doing. I started cleaning up all the computers and shelves behind me and getting out there and just, get your gear ready, man. Because when it happens again, you want to be clean hard drives and all that. So get prepped up, get yourself ready to go again. So steady up. Another thing I threw in was, I don't know if this is possible, but rent your gear. And maybe, like, my daughter does ballet and jazz dancing, and all these teachers are struggling to have good quality video. And they're using their phones, but they're rotating the phone because in ballet, she's down on the ground, and then she's, having to adjust from doing planking, and then she's got to go up and do the splits and stuff. So she's rotating the phone. She's all by herself. And I was just thinking to myself, man, I'd love to help those type of people with their businesses. I could show up and film, because I could be social distancing from her. And, I don't know, I'm just saying, but like renting gear could be a possibility where, someone might just need a good camera for a month. And if you have extra camera bodies and lenses, you could rent it out for a little bit of money. So some lighting, that would be another idea. If you have some extra lights and stands and all those things, and depends how much gear you have, but there's a possibility where you could actually rent out your gear. So.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, we're brainstorming here, so any idea is welcome. I'm not sure if I would personally rent out my gear. It would be, I don't know, just giving it in the hands of somebody who's not acquainted with it. It's not necessarily going to give them better results than just shooting with their phone.
I know.
So, but I mean, it's a good idea, I think, if you find the right people that have the skills and they might not have the gear. Let's say you have access to lights and they might not have the lights.
Yeah.
There you go. Offer the lighting solution.
But that could roll into the consulting. So instead of renting the gear, you could turn around and say, look, I saw your video. It wasn't so good. Maybe I could, you got to word that one nicely, but I could maybe come in and I could help you set up some lights, and I could help you with your camera work. I'll give you a discounted fee, of course. I'll, help you out. So,
and then then you know how to do it, and then you can do it yourself from now on. And it's like, and that's, I think that's a good one.
But that's one thing. So all these ideas are great, but what would be what would you do to actually find those people and reach out to them? Because like you're thinking like people may need gear or whatever, but how would you find them, or where would you look for? Because the thing is, it's really hard to network directly right now. You can't really do that. So, and it's hard to find online people who don't already have a presence online. Like the ones who need it the most are the ones who don't already have a presence online. So how do you find them? So it's a little bit complicated. Or is it the solution to just find those who have something and they tried to make some videos or tried to make some photos, but it's not so great, like you said?
Consulting, like Nigel said, like, I saw your video and it wasn't very good. Like that line, that in.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
No, but
not this way.
Stick with me here. That in is how you find them. Like you see the video and then you realize that they might need your help. So I think to answer William sort of indirectly, this is the middle way. This is the people that have tried to do an online presence, and you can kind of notice them, but you can also notice that they're not doing it as good as they could be doing. As for the people who don't have any online presence at all, referrals would be the main way, of course. Yeah. So I would just like reach out to anybody that you know and ask. And I think you could even brainstorm some businesses and then ask yourself who knows people in these businesses. Like, let's just imagine something random like chiropractic offices or something like that, right? They might not necessarily have online presences because they are dealing maybe with mostly older clientele or whatever. But hey, you might know someone who goes there and then realizes that they've been thinking about doing online. Then, you can swoop in and do the consulting thing. Set up their whole social media, do the first 12 posts, whatever, So referrals is huge.
Yeah, it's good. So also, but also for now at least, you might have to try to identify businesses that can still function right now.
Right. So
Otherwise,
a chiropractic office
those are the-
wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily be the one.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
functioning right now? Like sports gyms are dead. I think sports gyms really
Yeah.
one of the biggest hits is sports gyms, right?
Anybody who can do an online business, anybody who does online retail or something like that.
Well,
So-
sports gym are in a bad situation, but actually, so without disclosing too much, so the client I'm working for right now, what they're doing, and I think it comes up at the perfect moment, is they're opening a shop which is some kind of a private gym. So it's a shop where you have very small, like one person small rooms. Like it's just a big shop, like divided into small rooms, and you have inside that a like apartment bicycles. You see, and you're gonna have your own TV, and you can search, you can play whatever course you want. So there's a trainer on the TV that's gonna coach you, like to do the thing for like 30 minutes or 1 hour or whatever. They have this, and they have other rooms with machines to massage yourself or whatever. You know, this kind of thing that you can see in not chiropractor office, but you know, those kind of things. So to like stuff to make your skin better or whatever, or lose fat or whatever, all that kind of stuff that you can use by yourself. So, for example, for them, I'm gonna do something that, like in the promotion video, we're gonna insist on the person when she comes in, she's gonna be able to disinfect everything, and she's not gonna have a contact with anybody. She can just come in, do her thing, and not meet anybody, and have the alcohol to.
This comes back to the whole business is being redefined in the COVID era. This could last for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
And I think, and I think like even when we gonna come out of it, it's gonna be like we're gonna like instill so many new habits of being very hygienic and everything that people are gonna maybe people are not even gonna want to go back to shaking hands, or in France, you know, we do la bise, we kiss on the cheeks like this. People are maybe not gonna stop doing that, you know, because they're, even if we have vaccine in a year or two for coronavirus, maybe they can stop doing it, or I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Can just change a lot of habits.
A friend of mine,
the French kissing one, I've never really been a fan of that. And I remember seeing two French people. I remember seeing two French people. They in my work, they greeted each other. This was after the whole COVID thing started breaking out, but before the whole panic had settled in, and they were just like, "Hey, long time no see, moi, 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 moi." And I felt the whole atmosphere in the room. Everybody's just like, "Oh, don't you know what's going on right now?"
That's kind of stupid.
We're lucky in Japan because we bow, right? Like hi, dozo, right? Nobody
touches anyone anyway. Like
the business card, the Meishi, the business card,
the Meishi. We should stop that.
You have to digitally scan it instead.
Yeah.
See, a whole new company will show up, and they'll just digitally scan it.
So yeah, that's a very good point. A few weeks ago, I went to the radio. I was on the radio for a very small program, and so when I came in, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that right before the elevator, when you just go out, there was a paper and a thermometer. So you just grab the thermometer. It was laser. You put it on your forehead.
Real
so
high-tech.
it gets your temperature just like from a laser on your forehead, and then you can write on the sheet your name and say I'm okay. And
what if you lie?
And then you can actually wash your hands again with the alcohol, and then you can enter. So I was really surprised by that. But then right after that, it's like, with everyone we exchange Meishis, and so Meishi, sorry, it's business cards.
Well, as long as you sanitize your hands, right? Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
we don't want to talk about it. Let's not get into this. It's too.
Anyway, so.
Yeah. Speaking of new businesses, I was just watching Japanese news, and one of the biggest new businesses is repairing old Nintendo DSs and Switches. They will come and pick up your DS because the parents are freaking out. The old DS is broken. And so this company will come up and pick it up, and within the next day or the same day, the Switch is fixed, the cell phones are fixed, everything is fixed, and they deliver it for about $50 or 5,000 yen. But what a genius idea. Let's repair your game system because, the kids need it and gaming right now. So again, as a videographer, I just saw that, so I would hit up the company and say, hey, do you need a promotion video? So, those little things, you got to act quick, baby, act quick, get
Keep your eye on the trends.
Eye on the prize, baby.
So, everything's
moving, but that's true. There's fast.
There are new trends popping up all the time. People coping with this new era. And I guess as video makers and sort of advertisers or we construct public images, right? So we should reach out to these people and help them out.
Yeah. If I was in English, or if I was native Japanese, I would hit them up right away and I'd find out. And one thing you were saying is, how do you find these people? Cold call. It's been around forever.
You
email, you phone them up, you DM them, you get phone them up, make a phone call, do whatever. Hey, I'm a videographer. I saw you on the news. I think you guys need a quick little promotion video. I'd love to help you guys out. They need a solution and the problem, right? So
for sure,
get out there and hit them up right away.
Yeah.
So.
I agree with you. The only problem is, like you said, we're in Japan, and being not native Japanese, even if my level is not so bad, it's kind of hard for me still to cold call, and I end up relying mostly on introductions, and word of mouth. So people who know me introduce me to other people, and that way it's okay, we're not too afraid to work with a foreigner because some friend of mine has already worked with him. But cold calling might be
it's a North American thing. We cold call all the time. Very popular.
The problem is also in Japan, people who cold call are often how do you say, spammers or scammers even. So
for sure.
But so usually I relied on going to events and meeting people, drinking, partying, having fun with people, and then oftentimes I meet people who just happen to nick something.
But that just dried up. That just all dried up.
But now it's dead. I'm kind of screwed.
I know another gym personal trainer, and I follow her on Instagram, and she's turned into the home workout queen, and she's got backpacks on her shoulder, and she's squatting. She's doing curls with bags of flour. She's gone
really
mental.
Good.
I DM'd her and I said, hey, you're sitting on a gold mine right now. You should be turning these into YouTube videos. Secretly, what I was thinking in my head is I'd love to edit them for you and produce this for you. She says, oh, that's a great idea. I'll think about it. But I think she's sitting on a gold mine, home workout training with just things around the house. And she could just turn a whole entire YouTube channel into it instantly. So
I'll tell you what, I just a week ago, I came across a channel of a guy doing exactly this. He live streams a home workout video every day during the lockdown. And he went from something I checked the social blade of his channel, and before the pandemic, he had a couple of thousand subscribers. Now he's got 2 million subscribers. Crazy. People are showing up to watch him work out, and he's doing it at home. No, I mean, when I said couple of thousand, I meant 200,000. So it's not massive leap, but still, that's more than 5 times his original
10
subscriber count. Yeah. So it's huge. The home workout thing as well. I bought myself these stretchy bands, home workout equipment.
Yeah.
I've seen advertisements targeting me on Instagram with these stretchy bands from I think something
Alibaba.
7 different companies. 7 different companies, all with the same product but different video. It's crazy.
Yeah, they got you.
People are
once you search, man, that what's it called? The
targeted ads.
Yeah, targeted ads. Yeah, through the
but I've never seen the number of identical products like this before. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if we were to sum up a little bit of our brainstorming, basically is everything moving very fast. So you just go online, try to identify new trends, people who try to do something online with the COVID-19.
Yeah.
And
find
maybe
successful companies who are surviving right now. So
and maybe some of them have a lot of will to do that, but maybe technically their video don't look so good or whatever. Maybe you can reach out to them and give your service to them. And
I think
maybe consult to
consulting.
them build a nice setup, a nice lighting and everything.
Especially sound and lighting, like like we've seen many companies move into Zoom meetings, right? So people might not know how to set up their lighting properly or their audio properly. And that's something that where we can come in and say like, hey, the CEO isn't looking too good in this video. Maybe help do the lighting. I don't know. Just like if you know somebody, like again, you reach out to your network, see if you can get referrals, ask if they have this specific problem. And some people might have noticed exactly that problem.
A lot of English schools have been hitting me up about lighting and recording. I have 3 English schools right now who are literally, I was supposed to have a Zoom meeting today with them, and he wants me to go over lighting with him. And he says, we want to work on some videos in the future about our school and how we're doing online. So he's already hitting me up for videos. So it's happening, man. It's happening. It's happening for sure. So yeah, I think we got some good points. I think people could definitely take away some of these ideas. I think there's a good takeaway for everybody in this one. I hope guys, I hope this worked out for you.
I hope it.
All right, so we got our final one, and this is the last one. And where do you see the videography industry moving to in the future? So, eventually this whole COVID stuff is going to stop. And eventually, we're going to be back to normal again. So where do you see this in the future, guys?
Well, things are definitely going to change. But I also think that like there's been a lot of uptake of people trying to make it in this industry. So there's a lot of saturation as well. So I think we should take all those things into account, like the saturation and the current situation. Honestly, it's all speculative. I have no idea, but I do think with things moving online, video is going to become even more important.
I agree.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
So that's
totally.
Just keep pushing it. Yeah.
And so I think you're right. And at the same time, this is a really difficult time, and there's many people, like the past few years, like you said, it's saturated. There's many people trying to make it in the videography business and buying gear and trying to blah, blah, blah. And right now with the downturn, I mean, and I'll be honest, I think, take my word for it, I think this is a big crisis on an economical scale. It's going to be the same thing, if not worse than 2008, and it's going to last. And you better be ready for it. And a lot of people who don't take action are going to either be out of business, out of work, or going to have to go back to a small job, take anything that comes by. So you better be prepared right now, take action right now on what you can do to thrive, even in a time of crisis and in a time of economic downturn. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but you better be pessimistic. Like prepare for the worst and hope for the best, like they say.
I want to go back to, it's not pessimism at all. It's being pragmatic, I guess. I want to go back to what I said about saturation in the market. It might come off as like a bad thing, like, oh, this is our competition, we gotta be better than that. But no, look at like our business is reaching out to small businesses, right? And not one person can't handle all the businesses. We're in this unique, not necessarily unique market, but we're in this market where a lot of people need our specific services, and one person can't tend to more than a handful of clients at a time. Saturation is good. It means that the business is booming. And then on top of that, we have all these young dudes running around with cameras who need education of how to handle it, like teaching videography, consulting videography, teaching lighting and all these things. It's going to be bigger than ever. So I think, it's a huge opportunity all around within this niche that we find ourselves in. So saturation is a good sign. Definitely not a minus at this point.
Right. Wow, these are some great talking points. I think by the time
optimism.
I think by the time we roll into next year, it's gonna move. It's gonna be huge, man, because everybody's gonna need a commercial and an advertising. They're going to start getting government funding, and there's going to be a whole bunch of money put into the pot where everybody can tap into that money and those funds, and that fund turns into advertising. So that's where we come in, where we can make commercials. So travel and tourism will probably go back up again. I hope. That's my idea. But I think, Weddings will still happen. Real estate was still going to be fine. I heard real estate's even fine right now.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it
real
is.
estate's
Yeah,
fine.
construction, real
Yeah.
estate, all of this is essential.
Yeah,
you know,
essential filmmaking,
essential business. So
Yeah.
all the business of construction work and everything is still working right now.
Yeah.
At least in Japan.
Yeah.
I don't know about the States.
And could you imagine like weddings right now? Like weddings have been put on hold. Could you imagine the boom
next
in
year
weddings?
everything's going to be packed. Like there's going to be twice as much waiting next
Everybody's
year.
going to need a wedding videographer.
Yes.
Like
that's true.
And that comes back to my point. One guy can't handle all those weddings.
Yeah,
it's kind of impossible.
Yeah.
He's not going to hold it. He can't hold it. He can't hold it. No way.
So that's something to look out for. Exactly. One other thing I wanted to talk about, I forgot.
Vancouver has a lot of conferences, and so Vancouver has like the AIDS conference. I used to work in hotels, so we would get an AIDS conference with 20,000 people showing up in Vancouver. So every hotel and conference center was busy. Videographers would go in there and film the whole thing and stuff like that. That stuff still has to happen. You know, AIDS conferences and the COVID conferences and stuff. If you're an event for videographer, they're going to need you, man. You're still going to have to film that kind of stuff. Again, it's going to be a boom in that kind of stuff. Everything was put on hold right now. So it's all going to have to go back up again. We got the Olympics coming next year, hopefully. So, you know, all that stuff.
One thing I wanted to talk about, you talked about quickly, people are getting money, subsidies and stuff like this to help the business not die. And that's one thing very important. You should do that too. So depending on where you live, everything's different, obviously. But you should definitely look into that as soon as possible, how to get money from the government, for the city or everything. There's many different grants that you can tap into, and you should do it as soon as possible because the lines are very long and there might not be money for everyone. We don't know. Like after a while, maybe it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be able to get it, but it's dry now. So so just go for it right now. So in Japan, so I already started doing that in Japan. I contacted my local office to know how it works, and they're gonna send me some papers, and I just have to file them later. And so Nigel, I will talk to you about that later.
Thanks,
but definitely don't shy from that. Like
I just did my taxes last week. I literally just submitted my taxes, so it's good that I can, actually show my income and all that. And
exactly.
I have proof already, so it's good. Yeah, it's good.
And even if you think, oh, but I don't want to profit from that, like my business is not doing that bad or whatever, you don't know. Like in a few months, it might be even worse. Yeah. So just take it while you can.
The money goes back in the economy, right? I'm probably using it.
Obviously,
groceries and stuff. So
you're gonna get it, and you're gonna pay stuff with it anyway. Yeah. So I mean, it's not hurting anyone. Yeah. Just take it while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Take it while you can. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's actually our first episode, and we're just kind of winging it, having fun. We're not too sure if it's going to work out great, but I think we did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? Did it turn out good?
Yeah,
hopefully.
100%. Let us know down in the comments if you want to see more of this stuff. We're gonna make them regardless.
I think we're open to suggestions. Like if you want us to talk more a certain way about certain topics, more sharing stuff, more. We didn't show anything, by the way. We didn't show any.
Hey, we're still learning Zoom, guys. We're still learning Zoom.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys can find us on all types of social media. We'll have the links in the description and on the video probably anytime, anywhere.
For sure.
So all right, thank you so much for sticking out.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
I should have done the peace. I always do the peace.